Hello all, my name is Blair Sinta. How are you? I'm going to talk about getting some sounds for my Yurt Rock release called Treated and Trashed, and just give you some thought process of how I go through these and created these sounds. Let's dive in. First thing I try to think about is the drums themselves. I want to pick some drums with some vibe already. To me, it's all about getting inspired to make some beats. Since we're not working off a song or any kind of music, it's really about finding the inspiration in the sound of the drums. So in this case, I have a 16-inch bass drum and a little 10-inch snare. And these actually match. I rarely use these together, but these are some kind of oddball Japanese drums, toy drums that were made, and they're pretty cheap, but they sound really cool. I got some Istanbul Agop cymbals. These are some 16-inch Exist hats and a DW Jazz floor tom. And I think that's what was used in here. So first and foremost, pick some drums that have a vibe. I might put on a tune or some tunes of some beats I want to create, or at least a tempo, and just try to get that in my head. Next, I want to do some miking that's going to really capture the sounds appropriately, and also, maybe a little experimenting. So I have a FET mic on the bass drum, this Lawton Audio FET mic, my Biodynamic M201 on the snare here, which is, can't see through the rack tom, of course, but trust me that it's there. And I actually end up, there's a bunch of mics on the kit, but I really end up paring these down to probably no more than 5 mics. So I go through some various combinations of muting things, and I always want something that's also kind of in an interesting spot. So I put this Lawton Audio LS208 right here, and that's getting some bass drum frequency. It's getting some snare here. And with that, it just gives me kind of an oddball sound to play with, which is super important in just trying to create some vibe for the drums. So the drums themselves, without any effects and just a few mics on them, sound like this. So at that point, I pick a tempo, I play a bunch of beats, I just let it kind of come out. I make sure there's really great bars. If I stumble onto an idea and I have a moment where it doesn't sound great, I just try to follow that idea, and those ideas kind of morph into other ideas, and I just stick on the tempo. I might create a sequence or some kind of music for myself to play along to, just to give myself some kind of melodic thing or bass line to play along with. And once I have that, then I go to the computer and I just start messing with things and really just trying to create something that totally takes it out of the ballpark that it was originally in, and just affect the heck out of it. So it's a whole new vibe, and hopefully, when people hear these beats and they maybe the affected beat draws them in, but then they need a variation on it, and they can use the dry beat for that. Or vice versa. Maybe they hear the dry thing and they need something more exciting, and they really like the beat itself or the sound, and then they can go to the affected version and use that. So there's maybe a verse and a chorus idea all in one. But that's really it. That's my process about how I go about. And I love releasing these loops on Yurt Rock, and it's a pretty cool creative outlet. And hopefully, there's some musical ideas or some vibes that I can create for writers to create some great songs out of these. All right, if you dig it, please go to my website. Visit my website, blairsinta.com, and also go to Yurt Rock. They have amazing subscriptions, all kinds of beat packs, melodic things, bass lines, all kinds of things. So check it out, Yurt Rock and blairsinta.com.